sign up. Here we go. Woohoo! Ready to roll. Here we go. Everybody's coming in. Here we go. All right. I saw Felicity's name come by. Vic. Haven't seen you for a while. Hi, Vic. Planning to see you in May.
Yeah, yay. I got stickers for you in May.
All right.
That say Desi.
I know. What is up with that? That was
Dark
pretty
energy
exciting.
spectrographic imaging.
Okay,
So
say
that's
that.
that's going to be your name.
Wow. Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. May not quite be morning for everybody, but good to see everyone. First question. Did I confuse everybody by not knowing what time zone I was in? Because I sent out, oh, yeah. I sent out that reminder and Mark calls me and goes, am I on in an hour? I'm like, no. So that is one thing about traveling. You do kind of lose, what time zone am I in now? So super excited. I'm heading to Texas to do a training here pretty quick. I'm excited about that. And so, Eric, I saw you had a video out, something about a drone zone coming. I don't know if we can share that, but I saw that. You gotta be careful on social media, you know.
No, it's fine. I've gotten to the point in life where I'm tired of drones being discriminated against, and I'm particularly tired of the San Diego drone police. And so I'm establishing the Drone Zone Sanctuary, which is a place where drones of all makes, models, colors, orientations, whatever, can fly in peace. And it's a 40-acre sanctuary outside of Borrego Springs. And I just had it surveyed, and we're having a flag made up, and I'm composing a national anthem for it as well.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And
I love it.
Like there was a lot of property there too.
Well, my wife and I had to walk it because we tried to use the drone to find the corner stakes, and we kept getting lost. So we ended up, well, she ended up walking it twice because I had to have her stand at the corners and wave her arms so I could find her. So anyway, she's like, you know, walking like she needs crutches right now because it's very sandy.
Oh, well, that's exciting. It's exciting. Keep us posted on that, and can't wait to go out and check that out.
It's going to be open to everyone. I'm sorry?
You going to put gates up?
No, I'm not. There there is a place called Slowjamistan that has declared itself a micronation, and I was actually flying there this weekend. But no, I'm not going to put the gates up, and I don't really want to spend the money fencing in 40 acres. That'd be kind of a bit much.
No. I meant FPV gates, racing gates.
Oh, you know what? The land has an old airstrip on it. And so anybody who wants to go out there and set those up is more than welcome to. Yeah, it's you need 4-wheel drive to get there, unfortunately, but it's yeah, it's going to be open for all.
That is my kind of place. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I saw that post. I'm like, oh, that looks wonderful. Awesome. Does anybody else have any quick news that they want to share that they've been out flying or anything? Okay, Vic, go for it.
Well, my meeting before this was with, as you know, Expo is here in Denver next month, the AUVSI Expo. And I'm actually the treasurer of the AUVSI Rocky Mountain chapter. We're putting on the welcome event at Coors Field. We're going to have batting cages and pitching things and fun stuff like that. So expect an announcement coming. And we'll have discount pricing, I believe, for the first 100 people.
Wow,
so
awesome.
Keep your calendars clear if you're coming to Expo. I should have checked this out. I think it's Tuesday night. Wow, I should have known that.
Do you have the time or date? Okay. So
it's not quite solidified yet, but yeah, so we're going to do that, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it sounds like it. I'm super excited. Can't wait.
There might be some demos on Coors Field. We're not allowed to be on the grass because it is baseball season, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I've flown there before. I've flown from the pitcher's mound, actually. But so we'll see. But yeah, so keep your eyes open for that, and we'll have information out Thursday
I'm looking
with any luck.
forward to it. So now I know I need to make sure that my stay is longer. Encompass the whole
Yep.
event.
Hey,
I
I'm
like
even
it.
staying downtown. I only live 8 miles from there. It's too much going on.
Wow. Oh, it's exciting. So he'll keep us posted. And then if I see anything come through, I'll make sure that I post it as well. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope everybody's doing really good this morning. It's a great day. Super excited. And we're having some sunshine here in Southern California. So that just always makes it a great day. And I'm also very excited to hear from our spotlight speaker today. We have Mark Langley here, and he's with the NPS DDP. And he's going to tell you what that actually means. And we have his website we're going to share, and I'm super excited because this program is amazing. And so, Mark, I'm going to pin this as spotlight for everyone. And thank you for coming and sharing with us. Tell us first off how you got into this, and tell us what NPS DDP stands for.
Well,
I can read it right there. I can read it.
It is a long name, and I did get reprimanded for the name, so we put acronyms to it. So National Public Safety Drone Donation Program. Our foundation is geared towards helping support underfunded public safety agencies across the country. Many people don't know about 74% of all fire departments in this country are 100% volunteer. That's a lot of men and women risking their lives to help save others. And we all know that drones help save lives, situational awareness. So the way I got started, Desi, was I started a company called Airborne Work. And we're a Leica dealer, a FLIR dealer. And of course, we sell drones, and we do special projects. We're one of the first drone companies in the country to be hired by the EPA to do an environmental study. So we're very involved with the technology. And what we found right away, because I'm from New England, we found that most departments that we approached just did not have the budget to purchase this type of technology. And it's not really expensive when you think about the technical advantage that you get. But a lot of these public safety agencies are relying on bingo nights and bake sales and boot collections for coins to get life-saving hardware. So we had originally gone to some of the manufacturers that we deal with, like FLIR, some of the drone manufacturers, and we said, listen, we're a dealer. Can we give up a portion of our commission to help public safety? They said, no, you got to sell at MAP pricing or nothing. So that kind of, I understand their reasoning for that, but I was trying to think of a workaround. And one night I was thinking about why not start a nonprofit. So we pitched the idea at, I think, 2018, the drone event in Vegas. And we got a lot of positive feedback. And from there, we just founded the National Public Safety Drone Donation Program. We're going on our 4th year. I just got back from a 255-day, 13,000-mile road trip, doing donations across the country, attending conventions and events to promote our foundation. And I'm really happy to say, and why I'm on the Coffee Connection here, is we've partnered with Sharon from Women in Drones. Really great operation they have over there. And what we're doing is we realize that sometimes people send us their drones from the general public, and a lot of them are beneficial and could be implemented into public safety, but a lot of them are older technology. So we didn't really want to burden a public safety agency with a drone that they couldn't get parts for, or whatever the case might be. So I was talking with Sharon at an event and telling her about the problem, and we came up with the idea of why not donate these to STEM programs. So we also are the National Public Safety Drone Donation Program, but we also support STEM programs. So if anybody's out there listening, if you've got an old drone on the shelf, even a really old one, as long as it flies and it's got a camera and at least one battery, we'll take it and we'll test it before we give it away, and it'll either go to a STEM program. And we have a lot of STEM programs waiting right now. I'll show you a map in a little bit of our website. I'm going to put up on the chat a link with everything for our social media. and you guys can go in there and click on that. At the bottom, there's one called Linktree, and it brings you to everything that has to do with NPS DDP. What are, a partner page, everything. And so I would encourage anybody out there who has any old drones or wants to get rid of them to contact us. We'll find a home for that. We have like a drone adoption program, if I could. So that's pretty much how it got started, Desi.
So I just put in, if you have a drone to donate or have a heart to donate to the program, I put in your website in there. I also have the link for the Women in Drones site as well. So
All right. Yeah, I just put up on the chat every link to anything that has to do with our foundation, all of our social media posts and stuff.
And I'm glad you said when you started, because I know that's actually how we met, is at one of those conventions, right? And
Yes.
so it's so awesome to see the momentum that you have gained and just how successful it has become. And so share some of those success stories with us.
Sure. We actually have on our website a link to success stories of all the donations that we've done. I'm very proud to say that as of late last year, Adobe became a corporate sponsor of ours. We are also partnered with Walmart and Sam's Club. They have a great community support program to where they want to give back to the communities, of course. And we are connected to Walmart. One of our board members actually works at Walmart, pretty high up there, and he's actually works with the drone division there. So we have these resources to help support public safety. So some of the success stories that we've had, Fox Fury Lighting is one of our partners, one of our earliest partners that saw the vision, grabbed on and became, actually Antonio sits on our board of directors. And we had a donation out in Erath County for a sheriff's department. And we got some feedback that they actually used a drone within a couple of weeks of donation to de-escalate somebody with a gun at a home. Some woman had some problems and she was out with a gun, and they sent the police, and she saw the drone and it pretty much de-escalated the situation. We had another great example of Autel Robotics, another great partner of ours that donated a drone early on and helped put NPS DDP on the map. They donated, I think, 14 brand new Evo 1s to us. And we went and donated a drone to a sheriff's department down in Rio Grande, Texas, right on the Mexican border. Within 48 hours of that donation, they apprehended a guy who was a pretty bad character. He had a rap sheet, and he was trying to evade the police through the tall bush that's very prevalent out in Texas. And you can either get lost out there or you can hide out there, right? But you can't hide from a drone. So the situation awareness allowed them to triangulate their men on the ground, and then they got this guy within 48 hours of the donation. We've just got so many stories that we like to share. We also have a monthly newsletter. If you're interested in being put on our newsletter, please send us an email with your email, giving us permission to add you. We'll add you to our newsletter, and we keep you up to date of what's going on with our foundation, things of that nature. What I'd like to do, if I may, Desi, is share my screen.
Yes, and while
is that
you're
okay?
bringing that up,
Yeah.
Paul had a comment into our chat. Feel free to put comments and questions into the chat. And so he had a question about donating services. Maybe some of the smaller departments don't have pilots and would
Excellent.
like experienced pilot. Is that an option, or can they contact you?
Absolutely. I'm pretty much, as Desi knows, available at all times. So reach out to me, and we'd love to give that as a resource to agencies. So if you have a geographical area you're willing to go, whether police or fire department, and you want to help assist them, let us know what that would be, and we will be more than happy to get back and help you with that. So if you could just send us an email on that, and we'll be more than happy to connect you with that. Let me show you this this document here that has to do with our partners. My bad. Okay. So this is the About Us document that we send out to organizations to let them know what our foundation's about and how we work. And as you can see, take note of all of our partners: Pilot Institute, Skybrowse, Airborne Public Safety, Autel, Walmart. We had just recently the COE logo that you see right here was an organization state run by the state of Colorado that donated 5 used drones that they're using for research and development to our foundation. They said, Mark, there's one catch. You've got to donate these drones to public safety agencies in Colorado. So we did a road trip and we did 5 donations to 4 different departments in 4 days. And it was just a great experience to be able to meet all these men and women who received their first drone and getting their drone programs going. We partnered with LEDA, which does training for police and fire, mostly police departments, I'm sorry. Here's Women in Drones. Dynamic International is another partner of ours that we have a quarterly webinar to where we help public safety agencies understand how to write grants, where the grant money is, how to find the money, how to get the money. And then we have people that work with us that'll write grants as well, either for a fee or a reduced fee or free of charge. It's completely up to them. We have Drone Life just came on as our premier media partner, and they help repost all of our press releases. If anybody's interested in a free press release, free of charge, you go to that link that I sent you in the chat. And EIN Presswire, we're giving away a free press release to anybody who wants it. Try the service. When you buy the service and use the service, we get a small percentage of the sale. And this is how this works. We create these partnerships, and when we sell hardware to public safety agencies, whether it be training or we sell hardware, training, or classes, a small percentage of that comes back to our foundation in support of those who can't afford it. But what I wanted to do is focus a lot on what Women in Drones is doing here with the STEM program. STEM education is so important. Public safety is one thing, but STEM education is a whole nother avenue that we're so excited to be able to help with. And we're so grateful to Sharon and her team and Desi for helping us, bring the news out about what we're doing. So Desi, are there any questions at this point?
I don't see any questions in there at this time. Nope.
Okay. So one other thing, ways that you could support our foundation and help is like you said, if you have an older drone, contact us. We'll be happy to find a home for it. But if you'd like to volunteer your services, whether it be audio, video, social media posts, blog writing, proofreading, whatever it is, we have some amazing volunteers, Franklin and Cassie and a few other folks. You can see our volunteers on our website. We promote what they do. But we really, really appreciate everything and having the opportunity to be here and, share this message as a result of Desi inviting us to speak here for a moment.
So, Mark, as far as the drones, and Eric did say, it sounds like a great program. Thank you for putting this together. So as far as the drones, all right. Tell us a little bit about the drones. So you've talked about, people that aren't using drones anymore. I can imagine technology has just advanced so fast that I have a slew of drones. I, bring them out and pet them every now and then, but don't fly them very much,
Well, shame on you.
It's like a regiment of charging batteries, keeping them healthy, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about. Go ahead.
Please.
Tell us about some of the drones that you have been lucky enough to have donated to you, or some of the things that you would like to have. What would work well, especially in the STEM realm? Any
drone that flies with a camera and a battery that's safe to fly, and again, we'll test every drone before it goes out, is a good drone. It can serve a purpose, either in STEM education or public safety. So we've received everything from Mavic Minis to, I've got one that's going to go to STEM education, advanced STEM education. That's an 8-prop DJI drone that was donated to us, and it's so complicated I'm not even sure how to fly it right. So we've got everything from that aspect to flying wings that have been donated to us. A lot of older technology. You're right, Desi. There are so many drones out there that are sitting on shelves. And when I drive the country, my drone mobile that I travel the country in, we get a lot of attention because our brand is on there. We talks about drones, and people come up to us and say, "I've got a drone that bought my husband, and he's never going to use it. I'm going to send it to you." So this is the type of thing, that we want to get out. And if you think about it, there are probably tens of thousands of drones out there just sitting, not being used, that could be put to some type of use, whether it be STEM education or public safety. And we've got some great relationships with manufacturers to where, we can get older parts sometimes. And I'm trying to create relationships with drone repair companies that do drone repair, because as we get more money coming into our foundation, we could probably take those drones, buy the parts to fix them that people abandoned, they don't want to fix them, and then put them into our network of agencies. So if anybody goes to, let me just one more time, I just want to share my screen one more time, and I'm going to share with you our website. Bear with me. So this is our website, and if you go down to the map, we have an interactive map here that tells you all, and we have a key over here that shows you all of the departments. All the green dots are where we've donated, and you can read our success stories down here if you want to see our success stories. There's quite a few of them. And then there are STEM education. The black buildings are STEM programs waiting for drones, and the gold ones are ones that we've donated to. Again, you can read those success stories, and you can scroll through. There's a number of departments across the country that are still waiting for drones. Seem to be predominantly on the fire department volunteer side. So again, another reason why our foundation is really trying to help these departments out, because it doesn't matter if you live in LA, New York, Texas, it doesn't matter. All lives are important. All public safety agencies are important, and all of them can benefit. I can't personally think of another piece of hardware that adds more situational awareness and force multiplying than a drone. I can't think of another piece of hardware. So our foundation is on the mission to help put eyes in the sky for every department in need, because these tools absolutely do save lives.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So circling back to the program that you are partners with Women in Drones, and sharing with the STEM organization, tell us some of the success stories that you've had. That must just be amazing when you have an opportunity to share with some STEM organization.
Yes, we did a STEM donation just the last trip I was on, and it was a Girl Scouts group that applied, and we visited them. If I was prepared, I would have had the picture up with them, but they were telling me how advanced their STEM program is. They're building robots, and they're doing coding, and they're doing soldering. And I think of Girl Scouts, and I think of them knocking on the door to sell cookies and things of that nature. They've come a long way. And it was very exciting to see this young lady who was pretty advanced in her knowledge of drones, receiving this drone and being able to benefit from what that drone would help them do. It is a new industry. It is going to be it is a growth industry, let's put it that way. And there's so many opportunities within STEM, right? You have marketing, you have engineering, you have CAD design, you have electronics engineering, you have coding, you have all of these areas within the drone space that kids could choose a career. And so the more drones we can put in their hands for them to tinker with, fly them, break them, see how they work, see what's inside. It's just a very exciting thing to be able to do. And think about it also, we think about it also this way, our board does. These are resources that would otherwise end up in a landfill, right? So why not put them to use? Why not use them for education purposes? And we have another one down in Florida that we donated. They have a fixed wing class for kids, so whether they can learn, hop in a flight simulator like that. And then they've spun off and they've gone into educating kids about drones and airspace safety and things of that nature. So there's just so many avenues to do. The partnership with Women in Drones for us is just a huge, huge plus, because it allows us to just help so many more people.
Awesome. I did put into the chat, and I will put that in there. If you have a program and you would like to hear about those on the waiting list and get that drone delivered out to you. So when somebody's on a waiting list, is that because you're waiting for a specific drone
Great
that can
question.
be utilized?
So in our newsletter, we just put out a newsletter actually yesterday, I think it went out. And it had an amazing, we actually posted on our YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to go there and watch this. Each department has a different specific use case, right? Some departments have a need for drones because they've got a lot of railway. Some have a lot of rivers and lakes and bodies of water and forests and hiking trails and whatnot. So every use case is a little bit different. And so what we do, Desi, is we try very hard immediately to work with our partners like Walmart to get a local community involved. We've partnered with an organization called Sharing the Credit, which is another great way for us to help public safety. And the way this program works is, if you know a business that has, let's say they have a credit card account, swiping credit cards, there's an organization out there, a nonprofit that we work with, that'll help that business save money every time they swipe their card. So they're not paying as high a merchant fee as they're probably paying right now. And then a small portion legally can be diverted to a nonprofit of their choice. And we're hoping it's NPS, DDP, or some other worthy nonprofit. And every time a customer swipes a card, they're giving back, right? This is just a great program. These are just some of the ways that we are reaching out to try to fund and get resources for this. We just received a check this weekend from a woman who works for a forest company. They make wood products, and they just sent us a check for almost $1,000 because they love what we're doing. So the more we get the message out, the more we can use this money to buy. Some people do have specific drones that they want, Desi, like they'll ask for the high-end thermal drones and things like this. Our thought process for a public safety agency, if they're starting their very first drone program, it's probably not the best asset, although it would be a valuable asset. But when that drone goes down, their whole drone program falls apart. Why not learn your drone program on something that doesn't cost so much? Maybe just some good eyes in the sky, get a lot of stick time with your pilots, learn how to fly the drones, get all your SOPs in place so you're not busting airspace and doing other things that you shouldn't be doing, right? Obviously, public safety is important, but they need to follow the certain rules and guidelines and fly safely. So we will try to get the higher end drones, but those are a lot harder to come by because, again, our foundation is only 4 years old. We don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in to our foundation at this point. And I believe we will eventually, but it's a matter of getting the word out, getting the right corporate partners. Again, Walmart's a great partner. Adobe's a great partner. Skybrowse. We have Autel as a partner. Pilot Institute is a partner of ours. So as they get the word out and help us get the word out, we can generate more revenue, and then we'll turn that revenue right in. Our goal as a foundation is to spend as little as possible on the administrative costs. None of our board members receive a penny for what they do, including myself. And what we want to do is get to the point to where we can start sustaining marketing people, put on, social media people that we would have to pay, in other words, to help get the word out better, but we can make the best use of those dollars. So I hope that answers your question.
Fantastic partnerships. Just an amazing list of names and companies that are on there. Are just amazing, that are supportive of what you're doing. That is just fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to circle back to a question that Sheila had because it's right on topic with where we're at right now as far as like the fire departments and such. And she was asking if you suggested going directly to the fire departments and other service contracts to allow to help with the introduction. And she was wondering about specific training. So I think that might be kind of back to that question earlier, as far as, are they looking for pilots to even help them or assist them in situations?
Yeah, so we just had a conversation with an organization that just was covered on a news story. I just had it. They're out in Oklahoma, and they are looking to start their own drone program. They don't have any SOPs. They have no pilots. They're at like ground zeros can be. So those organizations could utilize pilots in that area. In fact, this is just a great idea, and it's sparking something in my head that we should actually create a page on our website to where pilots can sign up and offer their services, linking them to the applications that we have on our website. I'll have our web developer look into something like that. That's a great idea, because there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of giving people out there that want to give their services. They have the hardware, they have the training, they have the skill set. Why not make themselves available? That's just a great opportunity. That's, again, another great idea, and why these types of conversations are so important.
Yes, yes. And Alyssa would like to receive your newsletter, so she's put her contact information into the chat. And thank you, Stephen. He has put in the YouTube video and posted that for us. So we wanted to thank you there.
Yeah.
And so circle. Oh, look, and Eric has already signed up for that newsletter. That's fantastic.
Well, here, do me a huge favor, because once the chat ends, if we don't collect them all, if you would send us, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, info@nps-ddp.org. That would be the email to send your request to. I'll forward that to Franklin. He's one of our volunteers. He lives in Kenya. He's an awesome guy. And he does all of our management of our emails for that. And, you know, we will definitely take care of it. I will go back into the chat, or maybe, Desi, could you copy and paste the chat or send it to me? Would that work, or how that, is that possible?
I just put, oh, I did the.
We'll save the chat and be able to send it, I believe.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That'd be
Yeah.
ideal. If not, go ahead and please contact me. And I'm available all the time. If you want to call me directly, I put my number up. You know, you can contact me directly there as well. Email's the best way to reach me first and foremost, and let's connect on LinkedIn, on social media. Let's, you know, any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. Our board is really excited to have this type of exposure to help get the word out about what we're doing, you know. Colorado Drone Chargers is another partner of ours. You know, John over there, they make some amazing hardware. Again, we are just trying to get the word out about what they do. Lita is another partner that just came on the last quarter of last year as a training partner for police departments. They'll offer training, full-blown training, free of charge, for departments.
Very impressive. So many people have a heart to help. And so that's one of the reasons I was very excited to have you on the show today, because I just know the group that comes and shares at this networking is just has an amazing heart. And one of the persons that I actually saw had joined in today was Jennifer Birdsong, and she's very large with STEM. And so I was excited to see that she would be joining, listening in, because I know she's out there doing a lot with STEM right now. Looks like there's a lot of people already signing up.
Awesome.
Can you tell us a little bit about, because you have such an impressive list of people that have partnered with you and are kind of caring and joining in on this, and how did you recently get, because I know you had mentioned that Adobe has recently joined this. How did you land that one?
I wish I knew. I gotta say it was word of mouth, because a woman reached out to us on LinkedIn, and she said, we are a nonprofit and we work with major corporations across the globe, and they are looking for ways in which to expand their brand and make brand awareness for what they're doing. So she says Adobe is one of our partners and they're interested in what you're doing. And we had the conversation about what the contribution would be and what our give back to them would be, because we've got them on our newsletter. We now have them on our website. But to be able to use the brand of Adobe is just an amazing thing for us. Like Walmart's another great brand that we use. All of the brands, Skybrowse, Fox Fury Lighting, Pilot Institute, all of them are amazing brands. And what we try to do very much is to bring awareness to the general public that these are companies that care to give back to public safety. So I wish I knew, because I'd repeat what we did to get Adobe, because there's other corporations, large corporations that have pretty deep pockets that could make our lives a lot easier if they made an annual donation to us so that we could help fund what we're doing. Frankly, if we had a donation of $50,000 or something like that, $50,000 to $100,000, we could probably give every single one of the departments waiting for a drone, at least a drone, a beginner drone or starter drone, that type of thing. And then, of course, that escalates into now the community starts to see the value of the drone because they are seeing the benefits it brings to public safety with situational awareness, expanding the work, the expansion of the amount of people that they would have to put on boots on the ground to do what a drone's doing. And then they would start funding, the communities would start funding the drone programs, and then it starts to escalate into a full-blown drone program. And we have the ability within our organization, Airborne Public Safety, I want to bring this out. Airborne Public Safety is one of our partners. I want to draw attention to this organization because this organization is amazing. They have been around. Dan Schwartzbach is the CEO of Airborne Public Safety, and they've been around. Dan was the Dallas PD helicopter pilot for 30-something years. And he now is the CEO of APSA, which is Airborne Public Safety Association. He sits on our board of directors. This man called me out of the blue and he said, "We love what you're doing. We kind of wish we thought of the idea and we want to support what we're doing, what we can do." And I says, "Dan, if you want to join our board, we'd love to have your experience on." So Dan is now, he's the key guy for us for all things introducing drones into public safety airspace. So he works with Bell Helicopter and a lot of other big corporations. Tesla, he works with Tesla, some other companies. They just invited us to 2 of their events and they gave us a table free of charge to help promote what we're doing. And this is how he's giving back, aside from doing other things in the back end as a board member. And then there's going to be an event in Orlando, I believe, in a couple of months that we're going to be attending. I was hoping to do a little more traveling, but I had a little accident and I had some surgery on my leg here and I'm tied up for a little bit. But so the road trips will continue, but we're trying to get the word out about what we're doing. But yeah, the partners are great, Desi. I just am so blown away at the attention we're getting.
Yes. And I also want to do a shout out for somebody that's a guest speaker next week. Some of those partners are partners here and have been guest speakers. And we have actually Pilot Institute is our guest speaker next week. So I'm super excited about that. And
Greg, thank Greg for his amazing support of our foundation. Yeah.
Yes. And they're out there doing amazing things. And
they are. Great program they've got.
So where do you see this going over the course of the next, say, year to 5 years to even possibly 10 years out? I know, there's a lot of behind the scenes that has to happen,
Sure.
But where do you foresee this going?
So we need to focus on fundraising currently because that's our weakest link right now. We just don't have the funding. For the most part, all of the funding that's taken place outside of the donations from like our partners, the monetary part has been funded through Airborne Works. Airborne Works has pretty much funded NPS DDP to this point. And so the idea is to start getting regular donations in from corporations like the Adobes of the world, maybe the bigger corporations out there that want to donate money at the year end and help us. But I think the sky's the limit, pun intended, right? We certainly have a great program. We are doing some amazing things, not only our foundation, but our partners like, Women in Drones with the STEM program, getting involved with Airborne Public Safety, partners like Walmart and Pilot Institute and Fox Fury Lighting and drone, it's just the list goes on. So the longer we can make that list, the more contributions, the more people get the word out. I would ask everybody right now to challenge you to send out to 5 of your contacts information about our foundation, and follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on YouTube. If you follow us on YouTube and watch our content, we could monetize our content on YouTube if we had enough followers. For some reason, we just don't have the followers. So I'm not a marketing person. This is not my background. My background has nothing to do with drones. I come from a technical background servicing laboratory equipment, quite frankly. So I'm not a marketer, but I understand what helps people and what works. And obviously everybody who's wants to support us obviously agrees with what we're doing. Like Drone Life. I got to tell you an interesting story. When I first went to introduce NPS DDP at Interdrone 2018, I sat on the bench before the first day event opened, and the woman sits next to me and we get talking, and she asked me what I'm doing, and I give her my paper business card. And I said, I want to start this foundation. I think this is a good foundation. What do you think? She says, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And then she came to tell me she's Marion McNabb, chief editor of Drone Life magazine. She wrote the very first story about our dream mission. And, from there, it's just taken off.
No pun intended there, right?
No, that pun was intended. I try to use the puns wherever possible.
Okay,
yes,
they work,
taking flight.
Yeah. They really do work. Sheila said, need 4,000 followers on YouTube. I really appreciate Greg and Pilot Institute plus Adobe. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have signed up already, going through some of our chat here. And so a lot of positive there. I did see one question that I want to try to, I'm not sure if this one was covered, but do you partner with nonprofits that develop staff?
Yes, we do. APSA is a nonprofit. And we have Sharing the Credits, another nonprofit that we partnered with. We also donate drones to nonprofits. So if there's a nonprofit search and rescue group, they don't have to be a police or fire department. As long as they meet the criteria of the piece of hardware being used to help save lives and benefit the community, we're all over helping get them a drone. So yeah. And then, the power of exponential growth. You ever hear the story of what happens if you double a penny every day? How much you'll have at the end of the month in 30 days? Exponential growth. If we were to do that moving forward and share our message with 5 people, ask them to do the same, can you imagine how we could get the word out together? So that's the best way anybody on this broadcast could help us right now, is to just tell others about what we're doing, share the message. It's going to bring attention to our partners. It's going to bring attention to our STEM program, which is an amazingly innovative program to help get these drones off the shelf, get the dust off, not put them in landfills, and put them in the hands of kids that can educate and learn. So just that's the best thing anybody could do, short of making a monetary donation, of course.
And there is ways on the website that people can support as well.
Yeah, we have a donate button up there, and then you can request a drone there as well. Another thing, if I may, Desi, anybody who wants to apply for a drone, it is extremely powerful if they were to create a small, short video, 1 to 3 minutes. You can say a lot in the video, looking into the camera and telling us how you would use the drone, how it's going to benefit the community, how it could have saved lives or help keep your people safe in past instances. There's just so many instances. I would encourage people to go to our YouTube channel. We just put up a video from a department that had a really well-detailed video as to how it's going to benefit the community because of railways running through rivers, chemical plants, that, let's face it, when fire departments go in and there's an active fire, and you're dealing with a chemical plant, it's all bets are off. You want all the situational awareness you can get, and drones will add that, advantage, if you will.
So You touched on something that is obviously really important to me, is that safety aspect. And there's so many opportunities to reach out, and people don't have even SOPs in place. And so that side of it was very important to me. How
Yes.
often do you come across situations where there's a need for that?
Often, every drone program needs to have safety in the, in the workflow. It's just, drones are not toys. They, even those little ones can lacerate or separate a finger. you know, you don't want a drone falling on somebody. I've attended, Desi, when I was in California, you and I did some work together on some night ops, things like that, and working with Fox Fury. And I was extremely impressed with your emphasis on safety with your students, and how important it is to follow this, because let's face it, accidents are going to happen, and safety is no accident. You need to prepare your processes and procedures to eliminate and minimize the chance of somebody getting hurt or injured or even killed as a result of missing something. So safety is very important. We're very pleased to have partners like APSA. APSA also has started the NIST program for training, right? Anybody who went to Granite Defense event, I wasn't able to make it this year because of other plans, but they had a nice NIST course there, and training their pilots, get the stick time, learn the procedures, communication back and forth between pilot and visual observer, all of these things, documentation of your information. We're hoping to attract more partners like Drone Sense and companies like that to be a part of what we're doing. And for some reason, I'm just going to put this out there, some of the US manufacturers, for some reason, are very standoffish about working with us. And we've approached them a number of times saying, listen, we're trying to help public safety. Would you support us? And I'm not sure why that is. I have an inkling why that might be, but we're trying to get more and more companies like Skydio and Brink and these other companies that are starting in the United States, which have some great products, by the way, to support what we're doing and help us support public safety. Because it's really not all about money when it comes down to it. If somebody doesn't go home and have dinner with their family, it's been a bad day for some community or some family. So we want to keep these folks safe.
I was muted, but sorry.
No problem.
And I was saying, it's in public safety, but it's also in the classroom as well. And so many people just are not even aware of what needs to be taken into account as far as the safety aspect of it.
Yeah.
Stephen put in there that Mark is an amazing person who puts all his heart into serving public safety organizations through the United States. Thank you for starting this program. It's an amazing program, and it's been wonderful just seeing how it has grown over the last 4 years, and to see where it might be going is just phenomenal.
Well, once, with the support, Desi, it's going to be again, sky's the limit. I can't foresee an end to the need for our foundation. I just can't see it, because of the nature of public safety, the dynamic of all things that are happening in society. So to give you an example of how drones are used, there's an organization out there called Drone Assist Indiana. Actually, Stephen sits on our board, and this organization was started because he's got a child with autism, and autism kids are inclined to drift and go places, and they're for some reason attracted to water. So he had the brilliant idea of starting this foundation in efforts to make it easier to cut the timeline between the time the child left and the time you bring them home safely. So again, another great use case for drones is how many kids go lost and missing because they followed their dog in the woods, or they have autism, or they have some other challenge that doesn't allow them to make rational decisions. Drones are amazing tools to cut time. on search and rescue. It's just the way it is, you know. So organizations like his, which is that's another nonprofit we've partnered with, which is Indiana Drone Association, which is geared towards helping children.
Some of those
Drone Assist Indiana is the name of the organization.
All right, all right. Some of those stories just must bring tears to your eyes with, you know, the passion and, you know, the victory. And so,
Well, I'm a father of 3 and I got 3 grandkids. So, you know, any of us who got kids or elderly parents wandering, think of that one too, right? And people with dementia. We want them back as soon as possible. We want the best possible tools to find that person.
yes, yes.
Drones can be part of those tools. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And Vic has said, Mark, what are you doing on Friday around 1:30 Mountain Time? If we can work it in, can you join us on our DSPA newscast?
I would love that very much. Thank you for the invite. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So I'm on Eastern Standard Time currently. I'll be here for another 3 months, depending on how my leg heals here. And, you know, so I'm available. Just ping me. We'll make it happen.
Awesome. Well, with that, we are going to actually wrap it up.
Thank you.
If you can just give us one last shout out as far as hopes, dreams, desires that you would have, Mark, and then we'll just wrap that up with that.
Thank you, Desi. So again, short of making a $5 or $10 donation on our website, the best thing you could do is share our foundation with 5 people, ask them to do the same. And that exponentially will get the message out, especially like when it comes to YouTube. We could really leverage YouTube. There are people out there with lots of followers making a lot, you know, monetizing that. So that's another way for us to do it. If anybody would like to volunteer, reach out to us. You work on your own time period. When and if you want to donate time or resources to us, it's completely up to you. We have lots of things that we could use some help with. And then, you know, just again, next time you see a public safety official, thank them.
Awesome. Oh, yes. Yes. Great to end on that one. I love it. Awesome. All right. Well, Mark, thank you very, very much. And we will close it out for today. I will stay on. I'll keep the line open for a few more minutes if anybody just wants to have conversation, get caught up on anything. Also, I want to remind you that we do have some amazing guest speakers coming up. We have Greg coming up next week. I have Kimberly Penn and Tracy Lamb coming up after that. So good stuff ahead. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week on the Coffee Connection. That kind of wraps it up.